What's going, guys? It's DeathMonk here. Today we're going to be talking about something rather interesting concerning Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, as you guys can see, some actual footage was actually surfaced online showing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 potential menus that we could be getting. As you guys can see, you can only see that the standard and vault editions. I'm assuming this is probably going to be the menus that we get to see when we try to pre-purchase Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So as you guys can see, very interesting menus here that have surfaced online. Let me know what you guys' reasons and opinions are of that in the comments box down below. It's really interesting to talk about there. Just quickly pause that before I lose any further progress. There's also an animated version of the main menu screen. Now this is most likely going to be the screen that we get to see when we first launch up Call of Duty, as far as its HQ is concerned. And as you guys can see in the background there, we've got the main character, who we believe at this present moment in time to be Sims from Cold War. So that's really interesting there. He's also sitting down like kind of like a crouched position with the Sally pistols in his hands. So that's really interesting. And at the bottom it reads, "Don't miss the reveal of Black Ops 6 on June the 9th at 10 AM Pacific," which if I'm not mistaken is 1 PM on the Eastern and 6 PM in the UK. So that's interesting, considering we've got that Xbox showcase event that's happening at the same time. Also on top of this, there will be like a little notification in the top corner of the screen. Usually when we would normally see, I think it's like how many days left for that specific season of Modern Warfare 3, will eventually at some point, potentially even tomorrow, may see this little countdown timer appear in-game on the Call of Duty HQ menu. So that's really interesting to talk about there. I've also got this rather interesting update. Now apparently, I don't think it's live at this present moment in time in-game, but this is one that's been surfaced online, courtesy of Hey, I'm Alex on Twitter or X. As you guys can see on this image here, apparently what we would need to do at some point, maybe even during the event, is we would have to get some sort of key card to open Bunker 7. Now this is the bunker that's just to the north, if I'm not mistaken, of Old Town in Urzikstan. So that's really interesting. And on the left hand wall right here, you can see, most people will probably be aware there's actually a spray. It's currently in game at this present moment in time called "She Never Lets Me Down." And this was referenced to the Sally pistols that is currently unlockable in Modern Warfare 3. Just in case you didn't know that, all you would have to do is basically drop into a game of Warzone. Hopefully if you get to pick up the Sally pistols blueprint. It can be floor loot, it can be in chests and things like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think they'll already be only in legendary chests, but don't quote me on that. This me experiencing collecting the first time those Sally blueprints. I so happen, I think it may have been my 27th day of doing the scanners, biometric scanners. As you guys can see, I'm just taking out that enemy player, open up the vault. Yeah, it was so happened to be my 27th day of doing the biometric scanning. Didn't know it actually unlocked, and then when I went back down to back down the stairs, I actually noticed it did unlock. So as you guys can see, you're about to see me pick it up in a moment. So I just picked up that WSP Swarm SMG. Decided to do a quick heal. I think it was in one of these chests. I think it may have been this orange one here. There, as you guys can see, there it is. I don't know why I didn't pick it up then, but there we are. The 9mm Demon Sally pistols. And as you guys can see, I'm camera fitted a weapon inspector with the Sally pistols in this gameplay, but you will notice on the right hand pistol there's actually a name inscribed on it called Sally, with some etched markings on it, which kind of like, not Roman numeral as such, but it actually has 5 strikes and an extra strike on it, so Sally 6. Now Sally 6, there's actually been multiple versions of the Sally pistols themselves. The first time we saw the Sally pistols was actually on the Black Ops 1 key art, and that had 8 markings on it, 8 strikes on it. So that was really interesting. So there's a Sally 6, and a Sally 8. I've just picked up the unidentified phone there. So Sally 6 is obviously from this game, from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and the 6 marking suggests it was Black Ops 6. The number 8 came from the Black Ops 1 cover art, but is there a number 7? Now, given the information currently available to me, there actually is one. So, as you guys can see, just picked up that elimination with the Sally pistols, and as you guys can see, she never lets me down. So, Warzone get one operator with an old friend. So, as you guys can see, I'll just go back to that menu, if I can find it. Here we go. She never let me down is clearly referring to this challenge. So that's really interesting. So notice I mentioned that there's a 6, there's an 8 with the Black Ops 1 cover art. Is there a 7? Now it actually turns out that there is, apparently. But as you guys can see, if you follow where my cursor is on screen right here, on the callofduty.com/blackops6 website, just to the left here of Sim's character, you guys can see we've got code name Sally VII, and VII is the Roman numeral for 7. So 6, 7, and 8. Very, very interesting. And also, just in case you didn't know as well, where it says 1191 right here, on just nearby to his shoulder, if you read it backwards, 1911, 1911. So that's really interesting as well. Again, let me know what you guys' views and thoughts are. And there's also another quote here, which reads, "I will die with her in my hand." Now, if this is referring to the same quote here, so this could potentially be relating to the same pistols, from what we understand, potentially. Her, well, most likely could be related to Sally, actually, the pistols themselves. So could we potentially be taking damage while holding the Sally pistols? That's really interesting to think about there. Apparently, Hey Malay on Twitter or X has actually found some rather interesting gameplay. So he was able to get an early build of somehow or other of what could potentially be the event for Call of Duty for Black Ops 6. So as you guys can see, so he managed to somehow open the door with that key card. It is a darkened room, and as you guys can see, we can interact apparently with this computer. So that is really interesting. Now, you can see it's all darkened out. Eventually, at some point, we may have to turn on the power as a guess, but I'm assuming once the event does go live, then we'll be able to, obviously, they'll lighten up the room to make it easier to see, but very, very interesting. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions are of this in the comments box down below. Keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are. So we'll be interacting with some sort of computer there. Now, to back this up, as you guys can see, there's actually some coding within the in-game files, and this computer, as you guys just saw, will be displaying some sort of messages. So as you guys can see, Battle Royale Bunker will be related to Bunker 7, which is where this will be situated to the north of Old Town in Urzikstan. PC monitor, obviously, is what we just saw with that image. Message 1, message 2, message 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, all the way up to 211, and then message 3. And there's also graffiti message. Now, graffiti message will most likely be referring to that image I just showed you a moment ago. This one right here, "I will die with her in my hand," so that could potentially be related to that. So that's really interesting to think about there. There's also brief message 1, 2, and 3, wanted message 1, 2, and 3, and I think that may be same memorial message, just cut off at the bottom of the screenshot there. That's really interesting. Also, as you guys can see, there's also several challenges here. One of them is called The Truth Lies. Now, I'm assuming that's probably going to be for participating in the event, as a guess. There's another one here called Challenge WZ Truth Description. Gain the exclusive execution. Now, I don't know what we would have to do to actually obtain that, but apparently there has been some gameplay of that specific finishing move, if you will. I'll let you guys see this for yourselves.
Sit the fuck down.
So going back to the files, as you guys can see, there's actually some more information concerning there's a challenge going to be called Evidence Board, And there's also a further challenge which description reads, discovered intel to uncovering the mole. Now, actually, funnily enough, if you go back to the callofduty.com/Black Ops 6 website, you will notice there's actually some text up here which is overcovering Sims's face, which reads, something located in the woods. Then if you flip that piece of text upside down, and just below that you will read something that says McV SOG mole deep in CIA. Now McV SOG was actually referenced in Call of Duty Black Ops 1, the original. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Frank Woods did actually reference that in the actual mission. Now McV SOG stands for Military Assistance Command Vietnam Studies and Observations Group. Now, this was apparently took place during the Vietnam War, so that's really interesting to think about there. And now, mole deep in CIA. Now, this could potentially be referring to Russell Adler. Now, Russell Adler, being one of the main characters in Black Ops Cold War, is most likely going to be returning to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And how we know that is actually was actually leaked online accidentally by Call of Duty themselves. Now, as you guys can see, this image was accidentally surfaced online by Call of Duty themselves, showing an image of Russell Adler, so we can now confirm that he's definitely in-game. So that's really interesting to think about there. I mentioned about the Sally 8. This came from this image, where as you guys zoom in, you can see we've got 8 markings on the Sally pistols themselves. Now, it could potentially be a reason behind the name Sally. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the pack-a-punched variation of those specific pistols, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was called Sally, and I'll say it on screen when I think of his name, but that's really interesting to think about as well. So, we'll have something to do, as far as we know, involving Adler, who we can believe is the mole that's deep in the CIA. And just to go back to the "I will die with her in my hand" message, that will eventually be showcased within Uzbekistan map itself. It's also referenced in the actual in-game files, so we can expect to see that specific message show up on the wall of Bunker 7. Apparently there will be an extra message, which reads, "They died by a traitor's hand." And further down, it actually has some text reading, "Enemy of the state, wanted for crimes against the United States government, the capture and death of US personnel, and material support to foreign regimes and organisations hostile to the United States." So we can assume that all of this information could be referring to Adler being the mole in the CIA. So I'm keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload, and once I get more information about this appearing live in game, I'll let you guys know. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.